Deepa, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Deepa, join.
In actually.
Yes, ma'am.
Taiba ma'am, can you see Deepa?
Yes, ma'am, she's there. Deepa is
Is there? I'm not able to hear anything. Sorry. Shall we start?
Yes,
Shall we
yes.
start?
We can start.
Yes. Good morning, one and all present here. Remembering His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Sri Deshi Kendra Mahaswamiji, let's begin our session with a prayer by Miss Deepa of 10th Standard. Deepa, over to you.
Good morning, all. Sundara Shri Mukha Gajanana Ekadanta Shri Gajanana Prathamanamami Gajanana Suramuni Vandita Gajanana He Suramuni Vandita Gajanana एकदन्त श्री गजानना पाहि गणेशा गजानना सुरमुनि वन्दित गजानना हे सुरमुनि वन्दित गजानना एकदन्त श्री गजानना पार्वती पुत्रा परम पवित्र पाप विनाशक गजानना हे सुरमुनि वन्दित गजानना एकदन्त श्री गजानना एकदन्त श्री गजानना.
Thank you, Deepa. It was really devotional and melodious too. Thanks a lot. It's my immense pleasure to welcome Mrs. Umra Rizvi and Ms. Sahra Zabin, the guest speakers of the day. On behalf of the management, principal, staff, and students, I welcome you both for the session. Please be with us, and definitely our students will enjoy your session, ma'am.
Thank you.
I also welcome our respected principal, ma'am, Geetika Kharula, for the session. I extend my welcome to all the staff members, parents, and students for the session. I request Ms. Taiba to introduce the guest speakers of the day.
Thank you,
Over to
Shashi.
Taiba, ma'am.
Thank you, Shashi, ma'am. Good morning, everyone here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for this webinar on career path and personal development. There is something eternally special about a mother's love. The power of mother's words and actions can resonate across our lives with special force, and the bond is especially strong between mother and their daughters. Today, we are going to witness the same bond among our guests. We have Mrs. Humaira Rizvi, mother, who's the founder of NutriCare. She has done her bachelor's in biochemistry from Lucknow University, master's in computer science from Lucknow University, diploma in nutrition and dietetics, and a certified health and wellness coach with 25 years of experience, and now is an entrepreneur of a startup, NutriCare. Welcome, ma'am. And now we have Miss Sarah Jabeen, daughter of Mrs. Humaira Rizvi. She has done her MA in Early Childhood Development from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, MSc in Clinical and Health Psychology from Bangor University, UK, Certified Global Career Counselor from UCLA Extension. Last but not the least, she is a registered counseling professional from Counselors Council of India. I once again welcome both of you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Hope
much. That was a very humble introduction.
Thank you. So let's begin our session. I would request Mrs. Humaira Rizvi to take over.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Ma'am Deepika, for making me a part of this session. It is such an enriching experience for me to be here this morning. I hope all the students and parents here find this interaction of benefit. So to begin with, I would like to tell about myself in brief. Being the daughter of an Air Force officer, my father raised me with a progressive outlook. He fiercely believed in girls being educated. My mother was a homemaker, and even though we belonged to a conservative Muslim family from Lucknow, we were never restricted to pursue our aspirations. I was allowed to venture and follow my dreams. After completing my graduation in biochemistry, I chose to switch over to computers as that was the upcoming stream those days. I was never a studious student, but my father had made it very clear to me and my sister that come what may, girls must have a career before they settle down in life. After getting my master's degree in computers, my father helped me financially, and I had my own startup which was based on data logging. It was quite a shocker for everyone in those days. Firstly, a girl to be working, and secondly, such a progressive field which was predominated by men. As marriage is inevitable for Indian girls, I too got married and had to close down my startup. After giving birth to my elder daughter, I took up a part-time job at a famous bookstore. My job was to computerize the data at the store. This lasted for a few years. By the by the time my second daughter was born and destined by the Almighty, VLCC, a pioneer company in health and wellness, opened up in Lucknow. Without having any clue whatsoever, I walked into the office thinking I have a fair knowledge of computer and being a science student will get me a job. After a brief interview, they found me very useful for the post of dietitian. I'm talking about 23 years ago. At that point, there were no such certificates. There were no such certificate courses, qualifications, which could help to take up dietetics as a profession. But I was fortunate because I had a biochemistry background. My graduation was in biochemistry. I got through this job. From this point, my career started, but still I wanted to grow my profession career as a nutritionist and take up something more challenging. Therefore, started my own startup. And today, here I am. Today, I am just not a dietitian, but also a nutritionist and a wellness coach, helping clients who are overweight as well as having multiple severe medical problems. Overall, I am into lifestyle management and give nutritional guidance to all. Today is a very important day and a proud moment for me as I am sharing this platform with my elder daughter, Sarah. This was made possible only because I had passed with my father's vision and had the same vision for my daughters. Conclusion to the whole story of my career is that one has to be really focused and have one ultimate goal. I must admit that at my times it was easy to achieve our career goals. But in today's time, there's increased advancements leading to a lot of changes in lifestyle, and hence I am here to discuss the role of teenager lifestyle, and nutrition, which is largely affecting their mental and physical health. Teenage or adolescent age is referred to the age between 13 to 19 years. Let me tell you, these are very, very crucial years for rapid growth. During this period, major physical, hormonal, and mental development takes place. It is very important that we should help you all to lay a strong foundation during these formative years, along with the focus on your future career. It is necessary to guide all to have a healthy lifestyle and proper intake of nutrition. Unfortunately, today's teenagers are falling prey to bad mental and physical health, and there are many causes to this. To begin with, because teenagers are in an odd state of mind where you all are neither quite adult nor quite kids, you all have a growing desire for independence and also the need to assert yourself, even if you have to rebel against your parents and other authorities. This attitude leads to undesirable lifestyle. In return, leads to bizarre, unhealthy, and unbalanced food habits. There are many reasons for an unhealthy lifestyle. With the onset of advanced technology and due to ongoing pandemic, outdoor activity has not only restricted but has come to a complete halt, resulting in virtually no physical exercise. Late night use of internet has led to major sleep disorders. Also, influence of media has exposed the teenager to an innumerable low nutritive value products. Similarly, there are many reasons for healthy and unbalanced food habits. Main and the only reason is healthy traditional food habits are replaced by fast foods, which are loaded with preservatives, unnatural sweeteners, artificial flavor and colors, etc. Also, inorganic food items have given way to obesity. Obesity is the term used for overweight when it turns into a disease. Other, last but not the least, underlying psychological causes due to too much of stress and competition among the peer group has given way to low self-esteem. And in return, a teenager finds relief in eating mounds of junk food. This leads to obesity. To sum up, as the list is long, whatever may be the cause, the fact is that teenager group is a victim of highly undesirable conditions which must be seriously dealt with only. Why do we consider obesity a bad news for adolescents? What parents and elders often dismiss as baby fat can actually carry lifelong. If not treated at this stage, there are serious consequences, both physical and mental, affecting life thereafter. Problems do not end here, and this leads to personality disorders, inferiority complex, aloofness, shyness, frustration, etc. And in later stages, one starts showing tendency evident in desire or outrageous behavior. Once again, I will sum up as the list is long. The longer you remain overweight, the greater the likelihood that the problem will persist into adulthood. After entering adulthood, the reverse danger of obesity forces the person to adapt wrong and indiscriminate methods to lose weight. Also, teenagers start to adapt shortcuts and quick methods for losing weight, like consumption of fat diets, skipping meals, taking diet pills. All this results in eating disorder and severe nutrient deficiencies. Now I will tell you about the most important meal for all times. Are you eating your breakfast right? It is the most important meal of the day that helps you to be energized and function at your optimum throughout the day. Starting each day with breakfast will supply and energy and nutrients to your body. It leads to improved energy and concentration levels throughout the day. Breakfast consumption improves cognitive function related to performance in school and other activities. Also, it largely aids weight loss. Now we have all gone through the major problems, but what is the main solution to the ongoing problem? Solution is very simple. Whatever cause going, excuse me, just change the slide. Whatever solution is very simple to this problem. Whatever cause I have told you, just get rid of them. The problem will be solved by 50%. Secondly, go back to your roots. Have home cooked food. Example, replace pizza, burgers, pastas with freshly prepared idli, dosa, uttapam. Replace all aerated drinks with fresh lime juice and coconut water. Sausages and mayonnaise can be easily replaced by homemade chutneys. Follow grandma's recipe for making healthy and much more tastier food. Another example I would like to give here, you can use cottage cheese, which is far more rich in protein than the processed cheese, which is often used for using the toppings for fast foods. For exercise, adapt to our Vedic time exercise, example, yoga, instead of adapting to machine exercises. Treat yourself for small medical problems with home remedies, and once again, use grandma's formulas. Lastly, I think all the girls and the mothers will interest in this topic is all about Indian spices. We are blessed with so many Indian good spices which play a very important role in our daily diet. And they have a unique manner to, Indian spices contribute a unique manner to our food. For example, turmeric, which we usually call it haldi, has a intense anti-inflammatory effect, and along with that, it gives color and it gives flavor to our food. Secondly, hing or black cardamom it aids digestion and very good for the gut functioning. Recently, we saw the onset of COVID. We all landed up having Indian spices to boost our immunity levels. Every household was having kara. This is a concoction drink made by using number of spices. I would like to clear in the end of the session that I never wanted to scare the teenagers who are listening to me about their mental and physical health. I had no intention to scare them, and not at all are going to. All those teenagers who are fit at this point whatever the case is, follow the solution part of my session. As it is rightly said, prevention is better than cure. And you will be able to face the challenges of today's world in a better manner. Now, which is a very important aspect of today's reason for this session, is nutrition as a career. I must tell you, being a girl at every stage, I found it very lucrative for a woman to take up as a career. It is in today's world. When I joined as a 25 years ago, it was not paid at all. But today it is highly paid profession, firstly. And secondly, this profession would do not take back any kind of stress baggage at home. Whatever you have to do in your working hours, and you are absolutely stress-free. You don't have to report to anything. You don't have to think about the sales part or any other work pressure, which is very damaging for a woman, because at the same time she has to look after her career as well as her home, her children, her husband, and so many things. And just to name a few, nutrition guidance has become a necessity for all, not only for people who are medically unfit, but for all in general. All the hospitals, of course, they are hiring nutrition dietitians, but even all big multinational companies, everywhere you will find this post has been created, and they are working as dietitians and nutritional counselors. There are many levels in which you can apply for. You can go in for clinical dietetic technicians, certified nutrition specialist, health coaches. And the best example I will give you is what we saw at the end of the second wave of COVID. Everyone had to rely on nutritional counselors for their post-COVID nutritional guidance. So I end with this, and I hope you have benefited from what I have talked about. And please be free to put up any questions if you have after the session, if time permits. Now it's over to Sarah, and she will be telling you elaborately regarding your career. Thank you, and God bless.
Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to be here this morning with all of you. And thank you, Ms. Umra. It was very nice listening to you on your nutritional advice and nutrition as a career. And I'm here to take you, probably it's more relevant for children, starting right from grade 8 up till grade 12. And I hope you benefit from this. I hope you have a lot of questions towards the end so that we can help you get a more clearer picture of what you're looking at, and career in general, and career and stream selection and other things that are going to come in your path. Right. So I'm going to take you through various stages of choosing the right career for yourself. But before we start, I would give you a sneak peek into my professional and educational background so far, so that you know what are the mistakes that you don't have to make. A wise person always learns from others' mistakes. Right. So I finished my undergrad during my grade 11 and 12, after I was done with my class 10 exams. I had taken one of the most irrelevant combinations at it, as it was labeled by many, which I had commerce without maths. So neither I was here nor I was there. So I could not be a student who was into science and the heavy lifting of physics and chemistry. I barely managed to pass, nor could I do entirely with our subject, the mugging up of history and geography. So the midpoint that was found was this combination, which had a fair amount of numbers and a fair amount of theory, right? And then I was like, okay, fine. Once I'm done with it for my graduation, then I took up psychology and economics because I had a previous background. Now, where did psychology come in picture? This is where the role of parents and how you are a kind of, streamline, and the feedback that you get from people. So it was the far-sightedness of my parents, and particularly my mother. You've heard and elaborate this thing on her background. So with the same value, she raised us, and she always had this vision for both her daughters to be very professionally inclined. And she could see in me that I had a humane connect, which was established very easily. So she persuaded me for psychology, and that is why I was like, I must give this field, and it's an interesting subject, right? So when I got there, I was like, okay, during that time, MBA was at a high, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to do an MBA, but I can't do numbers and I can't do accounts. So what am I going to do? HR, right? So again, I failed miserably at it. I performed horribly with the mock exams. No college was ready to take me. So while I was researching for my master's courses, I found this very interesting interdisciplinary subject, which was early childhood development and research. It was a very holistic course which covered various aspects of child development. So it had social work, it had health, nutrition, law, policy making, psychology, education, everything together. So that gave me an edge that whichever field I would find more inclination towards, whether it was social work or psychology or education, I will be in a position to choose once I finish my course at this course, right? Then I was lucky enough to be placed right after my master's, but it was eventually my second job as a school counselor in one of very reputed schools in Lucknow that made me realize that what my niche was, what my inner calling was, and which was rightly spotted by my mother and parents at a very young age for me. So I wanted to get into counseling. I wanted to take psychology up and be there in this field. So I applied for another specialized course, and by God's grace, I was offered a full British Council scholarship to pursue my course in clinical and health psychology. So the path was very twisted, but eventually somehow I managed to land, and now I'm searching for Aladdin's lamp so that I don't have to work hard anymore. So from my experience, what you need to understand that is it is very important to have a clear understanding or some kind of framework for you to be able to work on. And this starts very early, right from grade 10, where your subject choices matter. They matter a lot, right? And why do they matter? We all know that in the Indian setup, education system that we have, grade 10 determine your subject selection for grade 11 and 12. And then furthermore, marks for grade 12 determine your college selections, right? So if a student, say for example, in grade 10, 11, they decide that I'm going to take arts. Now at the end of grade 12, they realize that, okay, I'm very good with architecture and I want to do architecture. Now, will that student be able to go in for architecture? No. Why? Because architecture requires maths. Now, as an art student, you wouldn't have that background. Similarly, if a science student who is a very good writer or a very passionate reader is probably for parental pressure and whatever, because science, this notion is there that science gives you more option. Now the students take up science, but the marks are compromised because they don't have it in them to pursue a heavy subject like that, and eventually it will compromise their college selections and the future ahead, right? So it is very important to know what you're doing and why you're doing. So it plays a very important role. Parental guidance, as well as the innate qualities and skill set that you're born with, it has to come to a midpoint for you to be able to pursue something. I have personal examples where my friends who were so skilled and they're now pursuing law, but had taken up science in the grade 11th and 12th, and they were miserable at it. So it does not make sense to put yourself and your career at stake through these choices. So what is majorly the reason that students tend to make these mistakes? First will be, as I told you, we discussed elaborately, confused about the subject selection. You're not aware of the combinations. You don't know what combination will lead to what. And that is because you've not, researched and understood them well enough, right? Not sure about their aptitude. Aptitude plays a very important role, right? Aptitude is something that you are born with, it is your natural instinct towards something, right? So many students will not even know that, oh my God, I'm good at it, till the time it is tapped on and cultivated in them, right? So that your teachers, your parents, your school counselors, your special, your educators, they will be able to see it in you, probably something that you are not being able to see in your own self. So it is very important to keep that outlook and have that open mind and not be rigid at this stage that, no, I want to do this or I don't want to do this. Because there are certain things others can see in you which you cannot see in yourself, right? Then we don't have the necessary tools. It's no more about ki, okay, my uncle is a doctor, so he's told me I'll become a doctor. My parents are doctors, I will do that. My friend is going to be an engineer, so I'll become an engineer. It's not those worlds. The option is not limited anymore. We have an absolute jukebox of options available now, and it has become all very scientific. We have moved to professional assessments for students, in terms of their stream selections, career choices, aptitude tests, IQ tests, something that they're good at, which you must be exposed to in order to make a more informed decision, right? And then obviously, because the decision making is unstructured, people, it is important that there is a set course of action that you are following. Right. So most students make their stream selection choices because, oh, my friend is going into arts, even I want to take arts. All right. My parents have said, I'm going to take science, I'm going to take science. You need to be, and even as educators and parents, we need to be aware that if my child is doing something or I want my child to do something, there has to be a constant question of why. Why do I want my child to do this? Or why do I want to do that? So you need to keep questioning yourself on that. Right? Please tell me if I need to go slow. Okay, moving on. Now, what happens is that what are your career ideas based on? Right? Is it coming from influences outside, like your parents, your families, your friends? Or are you passionate about the subject? You love science, you love numbers, you love maths, or you love philosophy and social science, right? There needs to be something that drives you. Personal experiences, because you've seen something, you feel inclined, even that can influence your career choices, absolutely. And of course, media and internet is something that we cannot ignore in today's day and age, right? So can you entirely base it on this? What is the next question you're supposed to ask yourself? Do you like it? Do I really want to do it? Right? Have the past activities that I have done benefited me or made me happy? And does the sound of doing that every single day of my life excite me equally? Right? So, this is what you need to question yourself. Once we have moved from here, then you have to say, okay, I can do it. I like it. I'm passionate about it. Now, the subjects that I'm choosing, are they all very interesting to me? Do I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life? And do I have a passion for these subjects? Because it's just not one single thing that you're going to do for grade 11 and 12, and even for that matter in at your graduation level, right? Then do you want to do it? You need to know more about the career poses in for your grade 11 and 12. What are the problems? What are the complexities of the subject that can take place, and then once you step into your graduation, what are the difficulties that you can face. All right, and most importantly, what is the skill set required for job to do the job efficiently. I will just elaborate on skill set and interest in my coming slides. So, that is required. Then moving on, once we have decided all of those things, how do we make a more informed decision? Is by talking to our seniors. So if you're in grade 8, 9, 10, and you have a certain idea or vision in your head, or as parents, if you have a certain idea or vision for your children, you must interact with people who are already doing it. So get in touch with your seniors, ask them how is it different. If you're confused, ask your art seniors, somebody who's pursuing arts and somebody who's pursuing science, that what is the difference, what are the commitment levels, how much study time do I need to give them. Similarly, if somebody wants to go into robotics or AI, it's a relatively new field for today's day and age, right? So talk to people who are engaged in those fields to be able to understand what it is all about. I hope all of you are with me. Right. Now, how do we choose our careers correct? These are the steps or the questions that we have asked us now so until grade 11 and 12 in terms of your stream selection. Now, when we are talking about taking it something or taking a subject and turning it to a career, how do we decide that? Two things that we need to primarily keep in mind are interests and skill set. They are very different from each other, and this is the difference that we need to understand is, what is your interest? Interest will be something like what is that you really like to do. Think about the experiences that you have enjoyed doing while you were growing up or in school, the activities that you take up. All right, what kind of social settings, sport activities, or other extracurricular activities that you like. So that becomes your interest. And what is a skill set or what are skills? They are primarily defined as expertise, something that you are very good at. So skills and interests are both something that can be present naturally, but also developed through experiences, through training programs, through a lot of interactions and everything. So it's not necessary that if you're not skilled at something, you can never become skilled at something, or if you're not interested, you will never be interested. It's never that extreme, right? So an interest is something that you like thinking about it, you can be good at it, but skill set is something that you are good at it, and practicing only makes you better. All right. And then this comes to what do you want to be? That will become your career goals. And what are the type of careers that fit in your skill set and interest? So you can't just choose something that you are skilled at but not interested in. Okay, that is not going to be of benefit to you. So you need to be skilled and interested, or it's 50-50 or 60-40, but some kind of ratio needs to be there. And how do you prepare for your career? Then that will be like how to prepare ahead. Okay, now just to break the momentum, because we don't have much time, but just take a second, all the students, and you can continue this activity even after we complete the session. You can take a screenshot of this and keep it with you, that you have to make a list of all the school activities or other extracurricular activities, even outside the school, that you have taken part in or been a part of, that you have done through the years. Okay. So if you're in grade 10, probably ideally from grade 6, if you're in grade 12, or if you've just come to senior school, you can think of all the things that you enjoyed in junior school, whether it was flower competition or anything, all those lovely things in school, right? So you have to make a list of these things. And now you have to make a list of 10 activities that you enjoyed, right? Now, I hope you are able to understand the difference. These 10 activities will become your interest. And the list of all the, activities that you've taken part in, that is helping you getting skilled at it. So probably I never thought myself to be a good debater or an orator, but because of I had a very loud voice, So I was pushed by my teachers to take part in elocutions. So I became skilled at it. But that is not something primarily I was interested in. I'm a rather shy person. I don't like attention on me, right? But I became skilled at it. So you need to know this difference for your own self to be able to know about your own aptitude and interest. So this activity we are going to do, and you're going to keep that list with you, and we will talk about it in the near future, I'm sure. Okay. So after we have identified these things, now we are clear of what our interests are and what our skills are, and we know what to do with them. Now, why do we need to have a career goal? So from my story, as much I had, I had this little inclination of what I really liked inside. Had I had a more clear idea of what I wanted to do, I would have saved out on a lot of years. I would have started my professional life probably a little early. But in my example, you can see that it is also never too late, right? So it is okay. You don't have to panic thinking that I don't know and I need to be focused and all of those things. The idea is you need to start now and step by step go on, right? So that is why having a career goal will become very important for you, because it helps you focus on what you want to do for a living. Doing something that you are not interested in every single day of your life can make your life miserable, right? So this is something that you can identify for yourself with the help of the input of others. Sometimes even you have to step out of your comfort zone, listen to what your parents see in you, and at the same time parents need to listen to what their children really want. I think that is very important. I cannot emphasize. I'm a very new kid, so I am hooting for team students. So it is very important for parents to see and understand what the child. I'm sharing a personal experience with me here. I recently counseled a parent, and she called me up and she said, "Ma'am, my child wants to become a gamer. I have no idea what a gamer is. I have no idea how he going to earn money. Every day I'm fighting with him to study because I want him to become an engineer. I don't know anything about gamer. Can you help me?" That was, I think that parent was my first such experience where the parent approached for help to be able to understand the child better. She was like, "Ma'am, how can I help my child? How can I learn? I want to know about gaming. I want to know about this field. I want my child to do well, even though I want him to do. But if he's interested in this, I will let him." So in today's time, this is the outlook that we need to follow, because the options are unlimited. We can't even think of the number of professional opportunities that are ahead in front of us. It is no more limited to just engineering and medicine and things like that. Okay, so that's a little insight for the educators and the parents. And a career goal will also help you guide to do things that you really want to do in life rather than just drifting into a job. That is not going to take you very far, and it is generally based in both your skills and interests, as we talked about the possible career. Okay, it has to be practical also, and what are the job trends. So many fields, many career options are now becoming redundant. Okay, it is of not much use in the coming 10 years, and this is the time for massive change globally in terms of careers and work opportunities and trends. So whatever decision you make today, it has to be a little far-sighted for you to be able to understand that, okay, will this have relevance 20 years from now by the time I settle in my job? Okay, ask yourself that, and then base your career goal on that. Okay. And then just to help you summarize everything up, it's very important to prepare ahead. So when you are looking at college admissions, you need to have a clear idea of why you're going. Always ask yourself why. Why this? Why not that? Why do I need to do this? Why can't I do that? Okay, that will help you rationalize. Talk to recent graduates, talk to your seniors, talk to people who are in it, doing it hands on, so that you get the the good, the bad both the pictures to be able to compare with, right? Research and alternatives, it is never a good idea to be rigid, and especially in during the deciding years. You should be able to bifurcate, you should be able to blend, you should be able to you need to have a very clear mind to absorb and adapt, and at the same time engage in a lot of activities. Children, I cannot emphasize enough, everybody is getting marks in today's day and age. Nobody is going only for marks, it is your all over profile. Everybody is getting good marks now. Okay, so it is your all over profile that matters. What have you done outside your comfort zone? What are the activities you have achieved for yourself? It's I wouldn't, I'm in a school setup and I have a principal hearing me. I don't know how right it is for me to say, but it is unfortunate how fixated the Indian education system is on marks. They are very important. I cannot emphasize enough on their importance, but they are not the end all to things. There is a lot above and beyond that. So yes, it is there, but you have to have a more holistic approach to the whole thing. A student has, if they've scored an 85% and they have a series of things that they have done. They have hosted MUNs, they are a president for a club, they did a voluntary service with some organization, and that is one profile. And then there is one profile of a student who has just scored 99%. Trust me, the student with the 85, along with these n number of things, will be preferred over the 99%. Okay, and this is from a very global and you know world outside point of view. So I hope I have been able to just touch my base and help you understand and give you a little insight to what it is like. And please feel free to ask questions. Please feel free to let us know how you feel. And yes, thank you so much for having us over. And over to you, I think Shami ma'am or Shashila
Yes,
ma'am.
yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Humera and Mrs. Sara, for the informative session. Now we would look forward for the questions put up in the chat box by our students, and I request our guests to address the question. Yes, Sarah, there is a question from our student.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, do we have counseling career path?
Do we have counseling for career path? Yes, you do. And there are a lot of this thing. Please feel free to approach me. Otherwise, counselors in schools and other places also, it is always advisable. I would say that at least you meet up with your counselors or approach a professional at least once or twice in these years. It really helps you understand. I did it for myself. Back in those days, it was my parents' initiative, so the credit goes to them. Even I took an aptitude test and I know how much, and so did my sister. So I know how much difference in perspective it makes. So it is very important that you need to kind of seek out for a counselor and some kind of professional understanding to be able to make a more informed decision.
Okay, there's another question here. Like, what was the answer you gave to the parent who came up asking help?
Oh yes, so I told her to. She came, she met me, and I sat with her. It was a half an hour session where I told her about gaming. I informed her, and she actually took the links from me, and she then again got in touch with me that I have understood better. Now, how can I approach my son, and how can I make him understand that I am, there, and I understand a little more about what the world of gaming is. So she made that effort, and we sat, and like I would educate a student of what being a doctor will be like, I educated the mother of what being a gamer will be like.
Okay, that's lovely, Sarah. So dream big, they say, shoot for the stars. Then they lock us away for 12 years and tell us where to sit, when to work, and when to think. Then we turn 18, and even though we are never had an original thought, We have to make the most important decision of our lives, and we don't have the money and don't really have the grades. A lot of discussions get what's that decisions get made for you. Well, then how do we follow what we want?
Okay, this was very, very thought and very, very intense. Yes, I totally agree with you, Ananya. And it happens with a lot of us. Even in today's day and age, I'm seeing a lot of students who feel this way, that they're caught in a box and they're not ready. So what I would suggest as, somebody to help you with it will be the efforts that you are making. So if there is something that you like, and if it's something, see, financially also there are a lot of opportunities that are given to students today. So that should not be something that I myself, the opportunity that I got to study in the UK, I tried even after my graduation, but at that time, because of financial reasons, I had to leave it. I think it was my mother's dream and her determination that made it come true for me. Otherwise, I could not have even dreamt of going and studying abroad, right? So I know how it feels, but I think persistence and a sincere dedication to what you really want to do and what you want to make out of your life. Because even if in until 18 is not a very old age, okay, people start, if you know about Boman Irani, he started his career at the age of 50. Okay, so maybe up till 18 you'll be held in a box and then not allowed to take any decisions, but there will be a day in your life when you can decide for yourself, when you can, even if not decide, when you can choose how you want the coming 18 or 20 years of your life to look like. And that change only you can get. So even if you're not being, you can always research on your own. You can always be a part of things that you like. You always need to be proactive, present in what is happening. And then step by step, trust me, your ways will open. Your ways will open. So don't be disheartened about it. And I'm sure something good will come out of it. But I totally understand you. My heart goes out. I totally understand.
That's true, Sarah. That's true. There's a way somewhere.
Yes, always.
Then there's a question up: what to do if you don't have any passion? What do we do if we don't have any specific interest?
Very interesting. I was hoping for this to come up because this is a very big problem. When I was doing it with other students, there was a bunch of students who said, "But ma'am, we are not interested in anything." And I said, "That is so sad." Because because what has happened today, because of media, technology, gadgets, you have just limited yourself to that one I don't know, world that doesn't even really exist, right? So to be able to follow or know what your interest and passion is, that you need to try different things. You have to set agendas for yourself that this month, I have no idea, but this month there is a flower making competition in my school. I don't know if I like flower arrangements, but I need to figure it out. Do that. I'm having a class assembly. I don't know if I can do well with public speaking, but I need to find out for myself. That is the only way to do it. Nobody can come. You are not going to wake up with a remuneration or a dream in the morning that tomorrow you're going to be Obama or whoever. Okay, so that you will not come to know till the time you don't do it. So that interest and passion has to be identified once you are doing it hands on. So try, and schools and even virtually, it didn't stop your, you know, in fact, schools, I think, are taking extra effort to make it available to children. So make full use of that opportunity and try and find your passion.
That's in Indian society, people judge you on which type of career you choose. They force us to take up a stream that lots of people choose. How do you deal with all of these?
Oh, I would say I was blessed to have a mother like mine. So all this was eliminated at her level to a lot of extent. But I see that that is still, unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, still a part of the Indian education system and India as a society in general, where you are stereotyped to do certain roles and be a part of it. But it takes a lot of, and it is just that one leap of faith, honestly. If you read about the success stories, if you read about different people who are pioneers in their fields and everything, everybody has a story which has come out of darkness. Okay, nobody's journey has been smooth. The only difference in their life was that they didn't give up, and they were determined to take that leap of faith. That is the only difference. If I am sitting here today, or XYZ is doing something that they are doing, the only reason for it is that we didn't give up. If I tell you my which is my one of my favorite stories to tell about the first job that I had, it was miserable. But the only difference at that point of my life was also that I don't want to give up and I still want to do what I'm doing. So that is the key. Just don't give up. It may all sound very, ki aha, it is all very, how do I say it, euphorian, ki don't give up and don't do this and work hard. But trust me, I promise, I am not very old from your age, so I totally understand how you feel in heart and mind. But trust me, these are the keys, and there is no stopping if you are able to just hold on to these things.
Yes, Sarah, there's another question from Anjali. I'm interested in baking, singing, and nature. How do I decide which is my career path?
That's very interesting. Um, so here is where the role of aptitude tests and other assessments come in place, right? So once you have, because they are all inclined towards, say, something, you might actually come up with a course that will allow you to kind of incorporate, especially in, even now, if you go look at liberal courses in universities like Ashoka University, which is really coming up, Ambedkar universities or other colleges in India, they have tried to incorporate different fields, do a minor major kind of thing, that you can actually do something and major in something. And it is a very common thing for universities abroad. So you will have a doctor going for theater classes as well, a medical student who has taken up, things like that. So in cases like this, the best way to go about is more scientific. Go in for an assessment, go in for regular counseling sessions, and also take on hands-on, what do we call, either volunteer. So if you like nature, volunteer with organizations, volunteer with groups that are doing something about global warming and things like that. If you like singing, participate in singing competitions, do something, make your videos, post it, share it with your family. Baking, bake more. So once you do it, practice it, eventually you will realize what interests you more. So that is also one way to look at it.
And she really wants to have a connect with you.
Oh, that would be lovely. I'll be very happy. I am sharing my Instagram handle. Your principal will know that all of you are on Instagram. So sorry about that. But but they will utilize it for a good thing, ma'am. That's my Instagram handle. It has the logo. I will just share the screen again if you may allow, so they can just see my this thing. So that is. So you can find my it on the website as well, or just the Instagram handle and just send me a direct message. That would be nice. Yes.
Yes, Sarah. Ma'am, there is no time for new activities now. There's so much time constraint. There is no time for self-study for academics only. So any suggestion to manage both?
Yes, time management is a topic in itself. And I will be very, very glad to take it up next time whenever Geetika ma'am allows me to. And whenever I get a next opportunity, it is very important to divide your time. and I understand the pressure of studies and academics. But trust me, there are actually ways, and you will be surprised how much time you still have to do what you love to do or what you want to do. So it is all about time management. And that is a topic in itself. I will not be able to, but just try. And I think the first thing to start with, what you can do is just make a timetable for yourself. If you work like this hour by hour, trust me, you will have enough time to do whatever you need to do. What happens is we end up making a lot of or doing a lot of things that are not constructive, or they are not needed at that given point of time in our life. We're just sitting, and even sitting and thinking what to do takes up time, right? So that efforts needs to be made. To start with, you just need to have a very strict timetable to follow, and then we'll do time management some other time.
Yes, yes, I do agree with you with this. Yeah, then there's another question put up like, ma'am, I'm very passionate for dance, but I'm not so skilled at it. Many people ask me to never take it as a major career choice because there are other people who are better at it than me. Can I achieve it if I work hard towards it? Or how can I concentrate on it?
Course you can achieve it. There's no stopping you. And if somebody, the ones who are very good at it now, they must have started where you are from, exactly where you are when they were you back then. So if you already, this is no time to give up already. If you are really passionate and if you really want to do it, just I think practice is the key, and just go for it. There is no stopping at all. But it's too early to give up or be like that, there are other people better than me. There will always be thousands in the world better than you. But you don't have to start believing that and stop doing what you really love.
That's right. So I think we've come to the end of the session. I would request our principal ma'am to address the gathering.
I'll just
Thank you, Taiba ma'am. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second.
Children, as the session is going on, I would request you all to fill the feedback form before you leave the session. Okay?
So thank you, Taiba madam. And once again, on behalf of JSS Mahavidyapita, with the blessings of His Holiness Shri Shri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, we at JSS Public School HSR Bengaluru are really happy and proud that we have yet another session conducted efficiently, and it was really a very enriching and fulfilling session, if I may say so. Humura, Madam, and Sarah, we were really spellbound with the mother-daughter duo, and really we found that the generations did meet here. And the thing that we have to understand that is that there is a passing of the baton from the mother to the daughter. Whatever you may say, both father and mother have a critical role, but you say Mother India, okay? You say mother tongue. So the role of a mother is unique and it cannot be compared with anybody. You kept hearing it right from the beginning till the end. Mother definitely is the Janani, and she is a very responsible and accountable to promote, to nurture the inherent nature of the child and let the child blossom. Humura and Sarah, we heard so many things and so many emotions passed myself, so many reactions passed my mind, so many thoughts passed my mind at a personal level and also as an educationist with JSS Public School in particular. Boys and girls, you're all live wires. You are all igniting minds. You're all sparks. Okay. So there is no end to what you can be. For me, I think the most important thing is that you should hear your calling, your passion, find a way. Money is never a constraint. As Sarah said, money will come in. Okay. You should have a earnest desire and a will to do. Then only you will be able to move on in your chosen path. It's a journey which is important, boys and girls. You should enjoy the moment, whatever you are doing. Enjoy it, be focused. I hear that you all are saying that so many studies now, CBSE has changed 360. We are all talking about engagement. We are all talking about subject enrichment activities. We are all talking about concept related to art. When we say art, you have opportunity for dance, music, fine arts, name it, theater, everything. And so you can keep exploring all these opportunities, and very well put, both by Humira and Sarah. Find your skill, explore. You don't know what you're good at. So find whatever opportunities are coming your way, grab them. Schooling years will not come back again unless you all get back to be teachers like us. Okay. You will never get your schooling years back again. So make the most of these years, and every day you should add something in your bag, in your kitty. I've done something, new, something interesting, exploring. That's very important. Again, there is no shortcut to success, and there is no one shoe which fits all. You and I, we are all individuals. You matter, I matter. Make it very clear in your mind first that you matter for yourself, for everybody else. The fact that you are here on this universe is that you matter, right? So find your calling, explore. There's plethora of opportunities. And I just want to reiterate what Sarah said. She says that an 85 percenter and a 95 percenter. Believe you me, an 85 percenter with whole lot of certificates earned well, earnest certificates, is going to be far more productive and efficient, and an excellent home manager, a professional, social contributor than a person who has just been focusing on academics. So please look into all-round development. If both your left brain and right brain are fed with the right kind of inputs, right kind of opportunities, you will become complete. Now, how did you manage your time? As Sarah said, is it subject in itself? Try to see, are you always firefighting and doing urgent and important things? You have to submit your assignment today. So early morning, you look into Google Baba or Google Rani and get an assignment out. And every time you're doing firefighting, then something is wrong. What is urgent and important? What is not so urgent and important? What is important but not urgent? That is something which you want to work slowly and steadily towards, so that you are ready on time and work towards it. So take the guidance of your parents, take their insights. Yes, you have a mind, have the courage to share your thoughts with them. And we understand that you are all growing up adolescents with hormones playing up. That's fine. We've also gone through it. That's okay. Your parents will give you the space for it. But talk your mind out and look into the core of what you want to do, why you want to do. Again, we don't know what kind of jobs are available for us. Believe you me, where did we all teachers know that we can do virtual sessions individually? Organizations may have had certain virtual tutorials, but none of us knew that we can take virtual classes. So this is a living example for you all. We don't know what kind of opportunities are waiting for us. We don't know what kind of jobs are awaiting for us. So what we can do is develop on our skills, the 21st century skills, the critical thinking, the creative thinking, communication skills, collaboration skills. This is what you need to, hone and work. And bottom line, be happy. That's all that I want to say. Stay blessed, stay focused, move onwards and upwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for summarizing the whole session. I think you have covered all the points and gave suggestions also to students how to choose the right career. So I take this opportunity to thank Humira Rizvi Madam. You really gave information, especially about the points of healthy eating, how it directly affects your behavior, and grandma's recipes, importance of spices in growing the children. All these are very well told, and even students needs to understand all this because nutrition, healthy food is very important for. It's a basic thing that we all should know, and we should have a healthy eating habit. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being with us, and the session was really very informative and insightful. Once again, I thank Umra Razvi for being with us. And
Thank you
I
so
take
much.
pleasure to thank Ms. Sarah. You gave much clarifications about making right choices and decisions in their career. You also gave many tips how to get out of many confusions while choosing right career. And also, which was very much needed for students. They have much confusions what to do and what not to do. So that was really very helpful for them, and really it was a very insightful session, ma'am. I really thank for being with us, and expect you to take some more sessions so that it will be very helpful for us to this. Thanks a lot, ma'am. And I also extend my gratitude to Principal Ma'am, who has taken much care about arranging such sessions for the interest of students. It was really very beneficial for our students, ma'am. Thank you very much, Mr. Ma'am. Really, I thank you. And I also thank all the parents, students, and staff members for attending this session. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you once again.
So, students, you can leave one by one if you don't have any other answers.
Sumukh sir, we wait for the children to exit immediately. Once they have exited,